weeks away from its first conference game of the 2013-2014 season, the Delta State men's basketball team hosted 2 non-conference games here at Walter Stiller's Coliseum in Cleveland. First up, it was Selma University and then Champion Baptist. Let's check out the highlights. The Bulldogs visiting from Selma, Alabama for the Statesmen's 5th game of the young season, and the visitors come out hot. Selma goes up 6 points about 4 minutes in. But then Delta State settles. Jack Magin with a wide open 3, cutting into Selma's lead. Another chance from beyond the arc. Mike Weems even has time to check his feet before draining the shot. Statesmen now up 10-7. We're about 8 minutes in now on the inbounds play. Freshman Devin Schmidt drives baseline, lays in the score. DSU with a 5-point lead. Statesmen starting to find holes in the defense. Magin to Mike Washington on the block, 16-12. Delta State now leading. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Washington again uses those long arms. Statesmen up by 6. Showing some muscle in the paint. Schmidt goes to Willie Reedus. He goes right over the rim for a 33-21 Delta State lead. A minute to play before half now. Another good look on the long shot for the Statesmen. Schmidt nails it. DSU takes a 40-32 lead into the locker room. Second half action here. Delta State starting to get a pretty good lead. Magin drives this time, banks it in. That's a 19-point lead for the Statesmen. Alistair Chisholm coming off the bench to contribute. A little help from Weems, and the 3 is good. About 11 minutes left in the game. Statesmen out in front. Ball gets to Weems. He lays it in. Delta now up by 24 points. Schmidt driving, dumps to Reedus. Willie goes under the bucket to score. 78-55 Statesmen with 9 minutes to go. Time winding down, but Delta shooting is still hot. Magin from beyond the arc. 28-point lead for the Statesmen. Delta State goes on to beat Selma 90-71. With that win on Wednesday, the Statesmen had to quickly prepare for Saturday's game against Champion Baptist out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. First half, about 5 minutes in, it's a tie game. Devin Schmidt looking to inbound the ball, gives it to Mike Washington. He's taller than everyone else. Mike scores, makes it 7-5 DSU. 11:39 to play when Alistair Chisholm drives but dumps to Willie Reedus. He easily lays it in. 6-point lead for the Statesmen. This time the defense collapses on Reedus. He passes to Chisholm, who gives it to Mike Weems. From 3-point range, he drains the shot. 18-9, Delta State leading. Schmidt drives, kicks to Cornell Knight. He hits Chisholm on the post. Alistair scores and draws the foul. Completes a 3-point play. It's 22-9 Statesmen. 6 minutes left in the half. Schmidt drives straight to the hoop. Lays it in for the score. DSU with a 15-point lead. At halftime, it's even bigger. Statesmen up by 26, 41-15. Second half here, Washington goes from the foul line through the paint for the bucket. Delta dominating in the paint. Schmidt passes inside to Reedus. Willie easily turns around, hits a short jumper. 47-21 Statesmen. On the inbound, about 10 minutes left now. Magin starts to drive, stops and pops at the foul line. 29-point lead. A little more scoring here. Chisholm's defender jumps, so Alistair goes under him and up over the rim to make it 66-30. About 4 minutes left in the game now. Joey Lillis grabs the rebound for Delta State, works his way back to the basket, makes it a 38-point lead. The clock winds down from there. Delta State beats Champion Baptist 78-37.
Well, I'm really pleased with the week overall. I thought that the Selma game was a really tough game. I felt that we came out in the beginning of that game and everybody was trying to hit that proverbial 8-point shot. You don't win in 5 minutes, you win in 40 minutes. I thought we really settled in and had a good second half and learned a ton. And then to be able to have a couple days of work and come in here and play against Champions Baptist in the manner that we did, I couldn't be more pleased. We grinded it out for 40 minutes. We were very unselfish in our play, and I was really pleased with our effort, particularly on the defensive end, where I thought we turned it up a whole nother level.
With the preseason wrapping up for the Statesmen, head coach Jim Boone says he has plenty to take away from Delta State's non-conference schedule.
Well, there's a lot to be learned. The first thing and the theme for this week has been do what we do. And you have a tendency at times in games such as these to get out of character both individually and as a team. And I thought our team, after that first 8 to 10 minutes against Selma, did a really good job in the next 30 minutes and then did a great job tonight over the course of 40 minutes. It also gives you an opportunity to develop your bench and to play some guys that may not get an opportunity to play when you're playing games that are decided by 3 or 4 points every night. So tonight we did get to play everybody, and everybody extended minutes. The only thing I would probably have liked to have done tonight was played some of our guys off the bench in the first half. But I felt your guys that have earned, being in that top 7 or 8 because of what they do in practice every day, they deserve an opportunity to get some minutes in those type of games too. So lastly, it gives us an opportunity to play some people in a few different positions. And then what was great tonight as well is Champions Baptist played us some zone, because we've seen very little zone this year, and it gave us a chance to attack someone else's zone as opposed to the one that we throw out in practice. So there's a lot of things you get from tonight, and the biggest thing is that our guys feel really good about themselves right now, and they should feel really good about themselves because they've earned that opportunity.
Against Selma and Champion Baptist, the Statesmen bench was good for 52 points. Coach Boone says he likes what he sees from the non-starters.
I do. We've got a long way to go with that, but those guys, it's hard. We've got guys that look really good in practice, and then all of a sudden they get in the game, and maybe they're a step behind, or they're rushing things a little bit, or what have you. But until you get in the game with the lights on, the officials running up and down the court, and a crowd, it's just different. So they need that opportunity, and we're going to need those guys throughout this year. We're going to need them as we go into conference play, and it's good to have chances to get them in the game now so that they've had those experiences, and they're going to be much more comfortable when the opportunity presents itself the next time.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, Delta hasn't even played a conference game yet, but there are already some noticeable differences from last season.
I don't like to make comparisons of one team, to a previous team, but as we're building, there's a lot of things. There's changes in our infrastructure, just today, and the work that our team put in today, coming in for our walkthrough this morning, and our walkthrough is really, it's a game day practice. The attitude and the effort that we're seeing in that, it was outstanding. How we came in and approached today, prior to the game, and our pre-game warm-up, just all those things, we're so much further ahead of where we were last year at this time. And then obviously, I think in terms of how we're playing, our inside play is so much more dominant right now. And that's not to speak negatively about last year's team. Last year's team was set up differently, and that's why I really don't like to compare as much than this year's team. This year's team is set up where our inside play is our number one focus, and our perimeter play comes off of our inside play. So some of the things that I've seen from this team that I really like, that we've made huge steps of improvement on, is our ability to understand when there's a double or triple team and looking for the next option. And I thought we did a really good job with that tonight.
A dominant inside game is definitely a big difference from last year. Against Selma, Willie Regis recorded a double-double and barely missed that mark against Champion Baptist. He's doing exactly what Coach Boone wants him to do.
He's really tough to defend in there. We've got to become a little bit more diverse in how we create opportunities for him to score inside. You can't throw the whole menu at him at first. You've got to do a little bit by little bit. And as we go along each week, our playbook becomes a little bit thicker as we add more diversity and more opportunities to create those chances for him to score.
With Gulf South Conference play just around the corner, Coach Boone notes there are things to work on.
We're going to have to become much better defensively, particularly on the ball. I love tonight. Tonight we were able to get up and pressure the basketball. And, you know, Champions Baptist, I give them a ton of credit to come into the venues they have and play as hard as they play for the 40 minutes, knowing it's going to be a tough night out. But with that being said, they've got some guys that can put it on the floor and drive it and do some things. And I thought our guys, we put them in a position where you've got to go pressure the ball. And we were able to pressure the ball without fouling, and for the most part, keep them in front of us. Those things are hard to replicate in practice, so to see it happen in the game was significant, but that's something that we have to continue to work on and get much better with. Offensively, and again, tonight's game presented us with that as well. Just the mentality that we're going to work to get what we want, not what you're going to give to us. You know, a lot of times you hear the axiom that we'll take what the defense gives us. No, we want to take what we want. In basketball, we can do that. It's you know, it's not a one-play deal. It's a possession is 35 seconds, and we want to grind that possession and exhaust every opportunity to get what we're looking for and to play off of that as opposed to take what the defense gives us.
So 2 wins on their home court. Statesmen moved to 4-1 on the season. I'm Katie Smith.